Yep, the streaming's happening, so this is good. Now, if you're just joining us, you need to do a video quick smart. So there's at least a degree of progress between this week, and there'll be heaps of progress between this week and the end of week 5 when the challenge finishes. Ideally, you will start at week 1 and work through while you're doing your Largo status. Here's your practice progress chart. So we're now I don't know whether you saw this, Greg. If I, here's my envelope from week 2. So at the end of 5 weeks, there's going to be 5 envelopes. Well, only 4 because I didn't fill out the first week. So they're right here. There's a link. So basically at the end of the week, we'll use the digital charts, which are here. And E flat to A flat this week.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, just a reminder for new people, there's the metronome down here. We don't use that because it is delayed. By the time we hear it here, it's behind. So I have to use an analog one here. That's just the way it is. So basically we're going to go through, I'll do a bit of a warm-up with Greg. Greg is developing really well on trombone. We're just working on opening up sound, opening up sound, opening up sound. Now, how's that mic seems cool. So I'm going to play down here.
Yeah. I'm
trying a mic today, so I just want the sound to be a little bit clearer, but it might just shatter when we're playing. So I'll just figure it out as we go along. If there's anything major, yell out. I'll keep coming across and checking messages, which is on, is this a page here? Cool, so I'll keep that handy. Rightio, so what we've been doing, I've figured out that my breath, just a normal, is about 45 seconds when I'm playing really softly for a long tone. And there's only very few days where I can play a note for 60 seconds, but when I do that and start to play the note for as long as I can play, it opens up the duration of what I can do the harmonic slurs. So starting with the breathing bag is definitely the way to go.
Yep.
So I'll put the metronome on. Now these exercises, Greg, remind yourself, I've got a link to them at the website. I'll put them in the description here when I load it to Facebook. If you're at Facebook watching, the link to the challenge is in the description as well. So, rightio. 4 beats in, 4 beats out. And we'll do it at 60. And yep, between the teeth. So if you're at home, first thing we do, bend finger around between teeth and go, is that a familiar feeling or a foreign feeling? And if it's foreign, close your eyes and take a snapshot of the feeling. That's what we want to feel like all over the horn. Body's concert hall. Vibration of the air back in the body. Then if it's familiar feeling but not when you're playing, it just means we start getting into an overexertion from the abdominals, tightness in the chest, back pressure. We're probably blowing too much air into the horn, so you get this back pressure back around here, which we don't want. And then we do a couple of these. Now, the breathing bag allows us to transfer the air from the lungs to the bag, to the lungs to the bag, and really turn around. The big thing for me when I started using this was the turnaround of the air at the top of the breath and making sure it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And you can do it over and over and over without hyperventilating, which is a lowering of the carbon dioxide levels. People go, it's too much oxygen. Well, kind of is, but it's the lowering of the carbon dioxide levels in the brain, so the blood gets cut off until the levels come up. So now we're going to go da 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 da, but no tongue. It's and I was actually articulating that with my throat to show you, but I don't want you to do that. So it's an abdominal engagement. Just great practice for just moving the air, turning it around. You can just feel it straight away. Like that's when we start to create smaller apertures and start tonguing and using slide or valves. Does that sense disappear, or does it stay the same? Now we're going to do eighth notes. Don't do 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 in ho 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 ho. So we're basically getting our whole lung capacity in half a beat. Two. Keep going. Oops. No, it's all happening. He's a busy man, runs a university, jazz music university, constantly in demand. There you go. In fact, I think you've got on your T-shirt here.
Yeah.
Let's give your institute a plug.
So,
there we go. JMI. Jazz Music Institute, endorsed by Winton Marsalis. You should see this video with Winton. It's amazing. Amazing. And I'm just going to have a sip of coffee because I had a late night and slept in. Just very casual today. I think one thing I want you to look for when you're turning that around, I want more of a release. So you can get half of your breath in. Check it out. So I've got my hand on my abdominal wall, and most people, I embrace the big. Most people won't let their belly fall out because they're used to holding a belt in and don't want belly to fall out at all. Where that release there is a good half the breath. So check out how much. There it is. Yeah. So there's just by releasing that,
I used to teach that this is the neck of the balloon down here, the esophagus.
Yeah.
And then this is the balloon.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, I'll double check that there's no comments re the sound. Rod Ennis joined. Hello, Rod. I can see that. You can't. How's the sound? I'm using a mic for the first time. Let me know. Rightio. So, let's get on to, in fact, just for regular viewers, I'm going to demonstrate this. I used to be able to peak this all the time, so I don't know whether I was fitter then or just 20 years younger and the lung capacity goes down. So I've got to keep the yellow thing between. There's best, better, good. So I've got to keep the yellow thing there and then slowly breathe up, because if I breathe in quickly, you can peak it easily. But to get a proper reading, we've got to do it slowly. So I'm getting basically 4.5 all the time. So I don't know whether it's because I haven't been doing it much and I need to just work on expanding, just getting everything in, or whether the fact that over years your lungs get smaller. They do. And all of a sudden you get a better breath and it goes further. So I think maybe it's just because I haven't been doing it much.
Yeah.
Rightio. So now we're going to do an F. Let's do a very quick warm-up. Just very super quick warm-up.
The slide.
Sound is good. Excellent. Thanks, Robin. How are you, my friend? Well, the Adelaide people are joining in. Excellent. No, let's just get straight onto the horn today.
Okay.
Sometimes I do go through the 4 steps. I want the lips to interact with the air as if they're the vocal cords, literally. And I'll demonstrate it here. So that might be peaking out the sound as well. Anyway, I'll be able to tell when we watch back. Let me know, Robin, if you're still there, if it's peaking it too much and I can pull the volume back. So I do all the recognition. I do the 4 steps, which is finding the aperture corners, all that sort of business, but we won't do that today. We're going to get straight into a long tone. So, Greg, watching the clock start whenever you like.
Yep.
Right? And softly, see how long you can go for.
An F.
Yep. Good. So we're looking at the 25 to 30 second mark. Now, we're not concerned about sound quality here at all, which is anti-teaching, I know, to a lot of people. We're warming up. We haven't played any notes. And consider this. By the time, what we're looking for on the chart is, if I go across to my chart I did day 1 yesterday, where are we? Go down to here. There's my chart. So that's from day 1. Have a look at the way the chart works. There's this real gradient there of your ability. So clearly, breath becomes an issue there. I did 60, although my regular breath is 50. But these ones, obviously, breath isn't a problem because I can do 50. So obviously something happened, something really bad happened there, ran out of air real fast. But all of these ones here are obviously not air issues, they are coordination issues in the face. But because we're going for a super long time, there is so little air pressure that the notes aren't going to be the most beautiful notes you've ever heard ever. We're working on... Now you could go, let's do a long note with the best sound you can. But we're not doing that. We're just trying to not expand, but use the lung capacity that we've got whilst maintaining the harmonic slur. So we're learning to let the face do its thing with absolutely minimal air pressure, right? So the chops aren't under any pressure and we're still harmonic slurring. And that's all in the efficiency gathering skill set of let's let the lips operate on minimal air pressure. Then when we start playing, we're going to be less inclined to overblow, to pinch the lips. And if you do overblow and pinch the lips, you're going to hate the feeling of it. And you'll go, hang on a minute, that feels like hard work. And you've been doing all this practice, minimizing air pressure, minimizing any pinch of the lips. It's going to free your playing up all over the horn. So don't get hung up on the fact by the end of the notes they start getting all raspy. Someone said in a video recently, I can tell that you're getting tired towards the end of the exercises. So I'm not getting tired at all. I could go and smash out a 4-hour gig. It was just the fact that the chops are relying on the smallest amount of airflow. So I'm going to do a long tone, see how we go here. I didn't expect that. That says something. If that's my standard breath, about that 45 to 50 second mark on trombone and trumpet, one would suggest that there's no more air travelling between the trumpet and the trombone. Interesting, huh? So that's the whole Arnold Jacobs thing from Chicago Symphony. One lung, playing tuba. Chicago Symphony, one lung, 3-litre lung capacity. It's not about the volume of air. The whole psychology's wrong. So that's really interesting for me to learn that. Rightio. So now, what tempos have you been working on, Greg?
Generally starting about 80.
At 80, we're doing 16ths?
Eighths, quarters first. Eight notes first.
Well, let's get straight into 16ths.
Okay.
So where is a comfortable 16th?
Maybe we start at 60.
Let's see if it's comfortable, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right. So let's just do just one beat. Da-dee-da-dee-dum. Okay, so instantly, you could feel, right?
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
So no, we're jumping right in now.
Yeah.
Greg, I'm putting him under the pump, live to air. But normally we'd do some long notes. So feel free to play some notes to start and warm up.
I'm right.
Okay. So let's make sure. Let's nail. It's a bit behind. Right. So there's the one beat. Tick. Good. Good. Beautiful. Beautiful. So that have a rest for a tick.
10, wasn't it?
That was for 10. We're just a bit short, and because it's at a, I let it slip a couple of times. If we're going for a long time and a couple don't quite synchronise, well, then I'll keep going.
Yeah.
Generally, and that's for live streaming. If I was practicing on my own, I'm generally pretty adamant to keep it. If it starts to pull around, I won't tick it.
Yeah.
So let's really try and keep that pulse all the way through.
Yep.
Good, so it's a 15. Well done. So now you're playing at a lot louder volume than what we did the long tone when we tried to play the long note.
Yeah, so softer.
So let's do it softer.
Yep.
So you've proven that you can play 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So let's do it softer and just keep the air pressure real smooth. Okay, interesting. Soon as we back off the air. Yep.
Yeah.
And it should feel. Let's do what I've been doing, and we didn't do it last week, so I want to do it with you now. Grab your tissue and your visualizer. Yeah. In fact, we'll do a little bit of lead pipe here, so have that handy as well. So this cool preparatory exercise to get the brain recognizing that it's actually not as hard to do as we think. Wow, 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 wow. And so you go, what on earth are we doing there?
Wow, wow, wow,
Wow, wow, wow, wow, wow, wow, wow, wow, wow, wow, wow, wow. Right, so what's happening there is if we disengage the voice, wow, wow turns into now it's a slight change, obviously not as big as wow, wow, wow. There's an octave or more change going on there. But it's a recognition that shape here and the aperture corners can do what they need to do to stimulate the pitch change. But in the process of going faster or going longer or whatever, do we tighten up? We've proven that the mouth can do it. So, let's see what happens here. So interesting that went for 20 or 25 seconds. Yet I could play a long tone for 45 or 50. Yeah, so it just says something. I didn't take anywhere near as big a breath. But the point being that this, you can see and a lot of people across the planet disagree with this, and I don't care. Just go and research it for yourself and practice. They talk about tongue position. Well, if I move my tongue around and not my lips, it can disturb the air so much that you can hear it starting to create a bit of turbulence. But generally it just changes the sound. Yet if you understand scientifically the size of the aperture, when we change at the corners there, it changes the velocity, it triggers the higher frequency. Now, of course, we need to be in the perfect shape to get the resonance of the next harmonic. So you could kind of go and not quite get the center of the note. But if you know exactly where it is, there's no change in the airflow. The tongue is changing position slightly, but it's not led by the tongue. The tongue is moving because the jaw's moving fractionally. The aperture corners are changing fractionally, but it's microscopic. But that wah, wah, wah proves that we can change the face fast enough. If I went wah, 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 So it's also a cool way of getting the body to chill out and go, we're actually feeling it in halftime in a way. Whoa, 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 whoa. So if we grab our visualizer and go, oh, well, let's go back to the 60. Wow, 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 wow. Right, then lose the voice. Visualizer. Yeah, nail the time. Nail the time. Right? Now let's can we lose the voice completely? So it's, just be aware that, the voice was kicking in a bit there.
It was, yeah.
Cool. So now on your lead pipe, don't worry about the pitch.
No.
Just thinking. Just that movement of the mouth in time. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, just pulling back. Yeah, so even at a slow...
It's so different.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the feeling.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. So we're developing the feeling of it here, and then we can transfer that feeling to the horn. And when you start playing the horn, does it feel the same? Or does it feel, do you start doing that?
Yeah.
Which you are. Because the brain is almost threatened by the pitch. We're getting higher, we're getting faster, we're going for longer. So all of these things can encourage the scared reptile here to go, well, this is the way I've done it in the past. I need to tighten here, I need to blow harder, I need to... The flow-on effect is choking a little bit. Lips tighten up, where it should feel like... Now I'm going to get stuck into about your time. You've got to be right on. To make it... To show that you're completely in control.
Yeah.
Wah. You got to nail that. And let's go back to the voice. Wow. There it is.
Yeah.
So you got to be just watch that at the end.
Yeah. Just got to work. Just a bit more practice.
Yeah, you just got to. And all it is, this is the lesson here. There is a recognition that when we get into playing mode, that's starting to happen. You can hear at the end when Greg starts to talk. There's a play, and then there's that happen. But check this out. If I go, Aaron, and I start talking to it, almost the voice falls out.
Right. Yeah.
There's no let go because there's no grab. We're just filling the balloon up and letting the air, keeping the resonance back here. Again, we're not blowing through the horn. We're just energizing the air in the pipe. I talk about it like a timpani. For those that you watch each one, you'll get sick of me saying it, but maybe it'll sink in even in a different way. Where lift up a timpani stick, and they rebound the stick, so they energize the air in the timpani. Bow, bow. You don't hit it down like a snare drum and go whack, deaden it. It's a rebound, and that's what we're doing here. Where the air's hitting it and rebounding back. There is no blow. Again, did you hear when I started talking?
Yeah.
There's no...
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So you need to be conscious of that's what's happening.
Yep.
Find what the trigger point is, let it go, because it's not happening when you're going wah wah or it's nice and free.
Yep.
So it just shows that there's something grabbing.
Yep.
Critical awareness of the problem is half the solution. Cool. So work on that.
Yep.
And let's see if we can get 20 seconds on the horn.
Yep.
Good. Great. Awesome. So, yeah, to get 25, you're going to have to do it softly.
Okay, let's try it.
Okay, so once we start running out of air, the air pressure's gone, doing them more quickly, for some reason, yeah, this is determined by the pressure in the body, where it actually shouldn't, even if you're completely out of air. The wah, 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 wah shouldn't be affected by it. But it just shows that it does. Right, we're going to go across to, so you're working on getting 25 seconds at 66. 60. Now we're going to go across to 66. We're going to just do every second thing, and we'll do it beat by beat as well.
Okay.
So you've got to be spot on. Hang on a minute. I'm really pedantic about it. It's got to be da wa what. Da wa what. Good. Now I'm happy with it. They're just behind. Let's go back to 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just got to nail that. Even if you pulse it a little bit in the plane to really nail it. No. Dum. That's better. Yeah, you got off to the fly at end. That's good. That's better. Yeah. And as soon as you got off to that,
Right on it.
right, yeah. Those first two.
Yeah.
Then you're giving yourself a chance, but before you were behind. Watch it back. You're behind from the get-go.
Yep.
All right. That was 10. That was good. Let's go for 15. All right. Have a rest. Play when you're ready. Rightio, so we're peaked out at 16 now. I'll have a crack. I can't explain how well this has improved in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Watch back week 1, day 1, or was it day 2? You'll hear the development. It's really good. About 35. It's getting better. So you can hear the volume that I do it at to enable that to happen.
Yeah.
Righto, let's go up to 72. And again, this is where it won't be long where we start to really find the tempo's going to start playing havoc with us. Do 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 dum. Do 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 dum. Good. Good. No. It's got to be on. Nah, they're just behind. Let's do 4 up. It's 4 beats. Good. Let's go for 10 seconds. Have a rest.
Yeah.
And yeah, be careful of that. As you're trying to put them back to back, the more you go, the shorter the breath gets, the more tension comes into the body. You're better off, if you're doing this at home, do this, go. Except play the first note. Have a rest, tick the box.
Yep.
Have a rest, tick the box. So you're taking that time as opposed to trying to do it back to back.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're aiming at 10. So I'll go. Keep everything just cool, like you're humming. Can you close your eyes and just hum?
Yeah, that's good.
There's the feeling of it right there. See, there's no more push of the air required
to get it
than that. So if you recognise that you are using more air and more body strain, that's where you need to really step it back. Right, so we're going for 10 seconds. Time is crucial. No, they just get off to that fire. There you go. Keep moving. See, the thing here is that you've got the technique to do the speed, but you got to feel it in time. It has to be, because it's all about that, the brain triggering when, and the change happening when you want it to happen. Not it falling into place when it's ready to.
Yeah.
Right. So no, let's move on. I'm going to be real harsh today, but it's going to give you somewhere to work on with your chart as well.
Yeah.
So if we go up to 80, and let's do the preparatory visualizer thing again, just to get the feel of it. So, oops, a daisy. So we're feeling the body moving the face. Right, so even that, getting the movement of the mouth calmly in time, soon as there's the demand to do it more quickly, we can just tend to go into that where we want to stay cool. Let's let go of everything in the body. Just that's the only bit moving. Right. So now if we go into right, then visualizer. Interesting. As soon as we had the rim, it goes. Yeah. So there's the lesson.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So we'll take in turns. Not quite. It's just a bit behind. Let's stick to one. Good, rightio. Take your turns. Good. Hang on a minute. Air in. Just let go. So just 4 beats, and it's just a bit behind. No. Okay, so what I'm after here with Greg, and we've spoken about before, excuse me, when we first release, or even if I was to poo attack, like go, soon as the sound starts, or with tongue, so if you do that, then you're getting off to a quick start, and then it's just soon as there's that release, click up. Good. Doddy dom. Good. Great. 4. 3, 4. That's 3. That's 4. So, it's just funny that have a rest. Yeah. Again, so when you're doing them back to back, it's doing that.
Yeah.
And then it's there, and it's there. Have a rest. So with 5 seconds, we're up to. Okay, so because it's first day today, and again, at the end, I'm picky. I just keep picking on him. But it's an awareness of if the body goes, that means it's locked up at some stage. It can only let go of something if it's grabbed something. Where the playing and the talking, nice and free, hence the demonstration of the and I'm start talking to you there and there's no grab and it just falls out. And there's the point right there. So you can see the gradient. The faster we get, the trickier it gets. And we have to be really pedantic with the time to show that you're in control of it. It's not in control of you. So we're going to go down to 88. And we're going to really nail the time in. And what we're looking for, I'm calling it the golden note. Or the golden beat. Okay, so that's let me sing that tempo to you. It's da, da, da. Can we get da?
Da.
Yeah,
Da,
right.
Da. Da.
Soon as the note speaks, click it up. Now you'll see it when you watch back. It's still going da, da, and it's weird. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's almost like a grace note. Imagine it's a blah. Good. All right. So da ya ya. Perfect. Nailed it. Good. So by the third beat there is, and have
Yeah.
mate. Yeah, see that's feel that.
I kept backing up.
You
and
kept backing
up
up each time, so you got to stop. Hence, it. And let me demonstrate again.
Yep,
So
yep.
if it was me, I'd go instrument down, tick the box. If you're using the paper thing, do it. Pick up pen, tick box.
Yeah.
It's just giving your body the time to just come back to, because that's happening, and that defeats the purpose of the whole thing. It's encouraging negative tension.
Yep.
All right, so I've done one. So then you'd put down 2, instrument down. So you can hear that lock right on the... I'm giving it a little bit of an emphasis there just to
lock it in.
Really lock it in. All right, so let's go for 4 and then have a rest.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's pretty close. Let's just tick the four beats.
Yep.
Do 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 dum. And behind by the second. Okay, so we are. This is because you don't need to spend hours on each tempo, especially on day one. You come back and go, all right, so I've nailed 1, nailed 2, can't quite get 4, time to move on. And so the golden beat or the golden note, what I'm looking for, in fact, because this is a tricky tempo here, we're just going to go to 92, and because what we're looking for is, excuse me, speed limit, time limit. Yep. So we've got 2 beats here, so we're approaching our speed limit.
Yep.
Now, clearly we've proven that the time is not an issue here. So this is the whole point. I find that just fascinating. I don't know whether people get what I'm on about at all, but it's laid down in front of you what you're capable of time-wise and breadth of, time-wise here, duration and speed. It's just, and then when you come back to practice tomorrow, you can come back and do these ones. Yeah. And you might choose to do those as well. I don't want people spending an hour or 2 hours on this. It's just a part of a practice routine that focuses on, we're going to do some harmonic slurs. Let's really focus in on our limits, really.
Yeah.
Pure technique, pushing barriers, speed or duration. So now we're going to go to 92, and let's do the preparatory exercises first. Yeah. So, wah 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 wah.
Wah 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 wah.
Good. Wah 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 wah.
Wah 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 wah.
So keep the body disengaged and just focus on the movement of the lips. Wah 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 wah. So there's a jaw movement there.
Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah.
And which you're nailing it.
Yep.
So now you're becoming more familiar with it. As you're doing it, can you send a message around to shoulders, chest, anywhere?
Yes.
And go, can we just let go a little bit more? Wah 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 wah.
Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah.
Notice then that when there's a quick breath,
yeah,
you went back in and the time went out.
Yeah, it did.
Everything. We should never get into that. That it's always like the breathing bag. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah.
Wah 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 wah.
Right.
Wah 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 wah.
That's different. That's different.
Yeah, you said the breathing bag, and I just had it immediately.
Folks, did you see that? Did you see what happened? That. Soon as he focused on that we did on the breathing bag, it got rid of the wah wah wah. Oh, no. Wah 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 wah.
Wah 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 wah.
Huge, huh?
Yeah.
Big difference. Big difference. I love it. It's great. Rightio. So now that the body's more calm, wah 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 wah. Just focus on the wah 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 wah. It's really, it's just the. Right. Yeah, I know exactly, and that's the point. If you start and get chop tied, as opposed to tongue tied, but chop tied, when we're doing this, what do you reckon is going to happen when we add the horn? That's the whole point, right? Cool. Lead pipe and visualizer. So let's do visualizer first.
Yeah.
So, and again, breathing bag. Have a good break in between, because I'm just concerned if the breath is starting to tighten you up. All right, grab your lead pipe. Again, pitch doesn't matter. Okay. So it's a great stepping stone to recognise.
Notice the voice that didn't.
Yeah, right.
Was better.
There you go. There you go. There was nothing to let go of because there's nothing grabbed. And it's giving there's no demand. This goes back to Zen in the Art of Archery stuff. There is no expectation of the result pitch-wise on the lead pipe. We're just, because we're ruled by the expectation, the desire to get the result nailed, and the body will use whatever it can to get the job done and completely ignore pure process. We're here because there's no demand of the pitch. You're giving the body the feeling of the exercise, a recognition of what's going on. Then there's that freedom there. So when we get onto the horn, you go, is it the same or am I compromising? Simple as that.
Yeah.
Rightio. So let's get onto the horn. We'll take in turns. Wah, 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 wah.
I'm sort of going die.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It is, but it just needs to be quicker.
Yeah. I'll try it again.
Okay, so have a listen. This is what I'm
So I'm not getting that. Yeah.
no, you're getting. So you can hear it's clicking late.
Yeah.
You gotta get those first two notes.
Yeah.
That's it. So let's go. Have a rest. In between. There it is. I'll just keep picking up on it.
Yeah.
One was good. Two wasn't nailed. Again, have a listen. That was it. Yeah, have a rest in between each one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're still at the two there, and what's happening to you? You're getting a fresh air in, and you're not using it all. Then you're breathing in fresh air on top of stale air. Then you use a little bit. Then you're breathing fresh air on top of more stale air.
Yeah.
Where each attempt is, then let the body balance.
Yeah.
Let it out.
Yeah.
So you want to get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The intensity builds, and that's when I start talking, and that happens.
Yeah.
So we're stuck at the 2 beats, which is fine. If I show you my chart, so I actually snuck a 5 second there yesterday for the first time. Actually, no, I think I did 5 seconds last week. I can't remember, but the fact that I can do both of those at 4 beats, but I'm nowhere near 5 seconds off them. You know, it's just really interesting. Rightio. So let's go up to 96. Yeah, real fast. A lot. Do it. What? Almost. It's just a little more on top of it. Let's just do a wah wah wah. Wah wah. Yeah, so you relax then.
Yeah.
Instead of the air going, as soon as you just went, oh, well, what? And there was really no blow, freed up.
Yeah.
Amazing. Awesome. So the trick is to embrace that feeling that you just had. There is no feeling of blow. It is literally the balloon letting the air out of the balloon. There's still, you've got a degree of air in and then play. But it's not that. We can do that. Or if I get close up, it's just tiny, tiny, tiny. And remember, it's an interval of a fourth. People might be watching going, you don't move your jaw when you do harmonic slurs. Your jaw has to move a little bit when you're changing pitch. And as we get higher, there's less and less and less until it's just the facial muscles doing it. We don't want the teeth coming together. But check this out. If I go... to get that low pitch, and clearly I'm an amazing trombone player, not, the jaw has to come down. I'm going to show you something. Hopefully you've still got the window open here. Yeah, I do. Check this out. No, that's not the one I want. 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 These are amazing videos that I'm just waiting for permission to share in a video. So here's pitch bend. Have a look at what happens. Watch the bottom part of the jaw here. See that jaw lowering? There is so much that we can talk about in those videos. They're awesome. I'm going to go through them in detail. But you can see the tongue higher on each note. And there's another video there when he's right up in the high register, the tongue's right up. And you can see the corners working. You can see the jaw moving. And the air behind it doesn't have to change. Of course, when we play louder, wider aperture, the body gets involved. But for the purpose of these exercises, recognizing a minute change in jaw position must be there. No fluctuation of the air. That's all passive. You can tell when I start talking, there's no let go in the body. It's getting softer as we go high because I'm just doing it in the face. If I want to get louder. That's when the body becomes involved. So it's really important stuff. Let's go back to one beat at 96. Nah, so it's starting off going da 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 da. It's like almost swinging, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see if we can get 100. We've got one beat at 96. See if we can get one beat at 100, because the two at 96 was a bit, things fall apart, and this is what we're looking for. This is the whole point of the whole exercise. Do wa what?
Do wa what?
Do wa what?
Do wa what?
Do wa what? One more time. See, I'm real pedantic. You're nailing the beat, but the 16ths aren't even.
Yeah.
Da 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 da.
Yeah.
Da 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 da.
Don't.
So, sorry. That was good. That was actually really good. Pretty close. So I'm actually going to give you the 4 there. That's good.
I need to work at the starting going back. I need to work at it.
Yeah.
I don't want to getting more and more what it is.
Yeah.
It's But you get it at one point and then going, hang on, no, it's not. And I was taking those breaths.
Yeah.
And I was doing one after the other, then ticking.
Yeah.
I wasn't giving it time to sink.
Yep.
Sink in mentally.
Gotta take rest.
Yeah.
All right, let's go up to
That's a lot
104.
better
that was great.
A lot better than
Yeah.
week before.
Oh, it's come a long way. And again, can I just make the point? It's not strength that enables efficiency. It's not strength that enables you to do these for longer or faster. It's letting go. You know, everyone thinks it's strength, but it's not strength. Strength gets in the way. We grab muscle. It's not that. Tiny, easy, loose, freedom of airflow, ease of pitch change, doing it as effortlessly as we can. So some would go, this can encourage negative tension. It doesn't have to. If we know the feeling of purity, body's concert hall, lips interact with the air as if they're the vocal cords, all this, I'll just say it a million, billion, zillion times. If you recognise that feeling, and then you compromise it when you go to play, there's the lesson, right? Because we can play. It feels exactly the same. So what changes when we start adding harmonic slurs or slides or tongue or anything like that? This is what we're learning. Right, we're going to 104. Can we nail do wa what? So let's just do. You've got one, so have a rest after the one.
Yeah.
So you feel that?
Yeah.
Oops.
Yes, attacking.
Yeah, you're getting into a lock up and then you're having to release it. We never want that lock up, ever. Yeah, so they're just not. Yeah. It's just a freak behind. Yeah, no, so let's move on. Oh, that was 106 actually. So let's go to 108. The problem is when I lie this metronome down, that little roller there is what changes the pitch. So I'll try not to do that. One beat. Do wa wa.
Do wa wa. Wa wa wa. Wa wa wa.
Just a bit slow off the mark. Yeah. That was it.
Yeah.
Right. And again, your throat's closing at the end of it.
Yeah.
It's a good awareness.
Yeah, I think if I start the I get it.
Yep.
It's just have to remind myself, do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to get that, do it, and it's got to be spot on with the metronome. Yeah. I reckon you should be doing some breath attacks, just starting off going, and then pull the chops in around the airstream, because there is a distinct difference between when you're going and then you go into play mode, and there's just a little bit of that because the demand is to play the notes.
Yeah.
So a little bit of extra air pressure, a little bit of extra pinch, where if you start the air first, right? And I'm not saying to do that for the exercise, but just as a recognition, right? There's a lot less grab there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot less grab.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's not allowing you to grab there.
No.
Yeah. So when you're doing the That's go. So we want that feeling of just that free. That's it.
Yeah,
And keep-
I can feel that. Well, you give me something really good to work on there, because
Yeah, cool.
that's getting this first.
Cool. Yep.
Yeah, there's definitely something that's bring it right back.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that I was still doing that up
Yeah.
here. Yeah,
You can feel it.
yeah.
And
But
again,
just cutting not just the breath,
Yep.
and then moving to the next note up with
Yep.
it, keeping it just.
And think about that. Think about the fact that it's just speed sending the brain into panic,
Yeah.
because you can do that process.
Right.
Right, exactly. There's intensity about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
speed demand. But the whole essence of this is to do it on pure process, not on a force it out at all costs.
Yeah.
I can say it a million times, but I got sent a video this morning, and the metronome and the guy playing, and he's a wonderful fellow, but it's the metro. I'm going to send him a message about the fact that the metronome's not even close. So the process was pretty good, but the mere fact that, you've got that feeling of breath attack and then you can play like it. But what is it by the demand of the face moving faster? Imagine this. We go wah wah, right? Wah wah. But then all of a sudden when we go wah wah, the body goes wah wah. But that's what's happening when we're playing.
Yeah.
There's the magnifying glass. We are done. Are there any questions? Any thoughts, criticisms, queries? What am I doing here?
you later.
Here we are. Mr. Greg Quigley, magnificent. So, what have I got to finish? Thought for the day. I should prepare these before. I try and just come up with something every day. Just something that I've thought of over the years, or something that might be useful for people to, just coming back. I think the challenge for people, I'm not sure how many people have filled these out every day. And so the challenge might just be to come back and get the instrument out every day. That's a pretty cool thing to do. So there it is. Your challenge for this week, come back and do it every day. Fill out one box. It's the whole essence of the challenge, is to do more than one box. Or not to do one box. Tick a new box every day.
There's a saying, perfect practice makes perfect.
Perfect practice makes perfect. There's our thought for the day. Because practicing inefficiencies just gets you good at practicing badly. But great pure practice. And you don't have to do much of it. It's just a repetition of pure process at your boundary. On that note, thank you for tuning in to week 3, day 2. And I look for, so what's it, 10 o'clock? So 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. We will see you there, and have a wonderful day. Au revoir.